Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin, big up the CoinsKid crew. So right now Bitcoin's broken down. Okay, not Bitcoin, sorry, I do apologise. The DXY has broken down here and it's on its way to our technical target, which is down there, that broadening ascending wedge right there, bearish pattern, okay. And like I said to you, 3 points of contact, breakdown. Always look for the point of breakdown on the third point of contact, and we've got exactly that right now. So I think this is coming down, obviously, and the big question is here, on everyone's lips, is this just some kind of correction, before continuation and taking out that high? Possibly, if we do see that, that's really, really bearish for crypto. I think one thing we definitely need to keep an eye on, and I will keep looking at this, consistently for you, is these EMAs. If we can get the resistance here on the DXY, where it starts to come up and runs into these EMAs and then goes down again, I think losing this low here, and continuing with this downtrend would be really, really good for crypto, okay? And one thing we're looking for here on the DXY, which I think will be an absolutely amazing all-system go signal, is a def cross on this yellow line and this red line, okay? When this creates a bearish cross in time, if it does, obviously, because it can get repelled, I'm going to show you where it got repelled before. If this does create this def cross, I think that this is a major sign for a crypto pulse, big massive move in the crypto markets right there. From wherever you buy at the time, I just think you'll see a big move in the crypto markets, okay? It's not done it yet, it's on the cusp of doing it, but what we need to see is this EMA turned into key resistance right now. We can't ignore the data. This is breaking down, it's losing EMAs, multiple closes down here under this EMA. You can see the resistance of the 55. So this is actually entering a downtrend now, in my opinion, on the weekly. So it's very, very crucial. Keep an eye on the DXY going forward, okay? Because like I said to you numerous times, if this thing continues, bullish for crypto. If this thing breaks up, takes out that high, not so bullish for crypto, okay? It's actually bearish. So if we take a look at the previous def crosses, you can see how powerful they are. We actually got one on the DXY way back there in July 2020. We got the sort of corona dump where this rallied, and then the fear in the markets and the dollar rose, and then boom, we dropped down. We had that massive impulse, which you all remember well, because this is where you started joining the channel. I started making videos around about March, April, May 2021, and this is where we got the def cross, confirmation of depreciation of DXY, and then this is where crypto absolutely went on the same run. So we're looking for that confirmation statement just there, and as you can see, this breakdown, we rallied into the EMAs before the continuation here, okay? Just there, it's the yellow and the red line that we're looking for, okay? So just there, way back in 2017, there's a massive run in 2017 on XRP. If you look at the XRP chart, and Bitcoin, a lot of the altcoins absolutely took off roughly around about the March time as this thing were breaking down. Confirmed the breakdown with a def cross, absolutely went insane. Now there was a very similar instance way back here in 2016, I think it was. We got the breakdown here, on the DXY. It was looking like it was going to form a def cross just there, but it got something called a repel. It actually repelled the def cross, okay? So it came down, made a W double bottom pattern just there, broke out, back test, see you later, put another impulsive move where it broke that high. So again, if we see this, okay, where we're coming down and we get back above the EMAs here like this, okay, then we're going to take off and potentially test that high, like we broke that high just there for the DXY. If we see a very similar situation here for the DXY, where, we get a repel, we don't get the def cross, and we start to see multiple closes back above these EMAs, then for me, I would have to declare that Bitcoin is going to go lower than the low that it put in November, because, history shows us here, if the DXY is doing really well, Bitcoin's not doing well, because this is where the DXY has gone this rampage and Bitcoin's just been coming down ever since. But right now this is coming down and Bitcoin's looking like it's wants to turn the corner, and the majority of the altcoins as well. So we'll keep an eye on this going forward, okay? Bearish if this gets back above the EMAs, bullish if it turns into resistance and we get the the big yellow red 2055 def cross right there on the weekly time frame as well for the DXY, okay? So let's jump into the Bitcoin chart right now. So looking at Bitcoin on the 2-week time frame, then it has actually printed a really strong signal right now, as spotted by ALESSIO. Now I've referred you to his channel before. Great guy, fantastic content, a fantastic analyst, tells it how it is and how he sees it basically. Now there is a signal that's printed on the 2-week time frame. I don't usually look at the 2-week, to be honest with you. I'm more week, day, month kind of guy when I zoom out, okay? But anyway, on the 2-week time frame, there is a signal that's been printed, and it it matches all variables for a very bullish signal, because historical data shows us that it's, when you see this signal in the charts under the 0 line in the MACD, it is a very powerful signal. It's not failed us twice before. This is the third time we've seen this signal under the 0 line. Does it mean we're taking off to space? Absolutely no, but it's a signal that if we do take off to space, we can look back and say, well, there's the signal, why did we ignore it? So again, I have to show you everything I find, not, permabull, permaware, whatever. It's just data in the charts, okay? So let's go through this signal. So to find this signal, you go to indicators up to the top and you type in MACD like that, okay? So it's the first one, moving average convergence divergence like that. Drop it into your charts. And what you do, you click the chart like that and you can see it pop up. So let's take a look at this particular signal, which was created this month basically, because this month is a lagging indicator. So this pump here has actually created this signal where the blue line is across the orange line. But the variable is, it has to be, you have to see the cross under the 0 line. So that's the 0 line in there, okay, on the MACD. So you have to see this cross under the 0 line for it to be a very bullish signal. And right now we're getting it. So providing we see the follow through this month and we don't see some kind of collapse by the end of the month, this cross will actually print on the chart, okay, and stay on the chart. So if we take a look at the previous, historical data where it's done it before, at the end of this bear market here where we got the def cross, came down, waiting for the bull cross, and then see you later. We never looked back, did we? We had this big correction here where we've got def cross, we're putting a bullish cross, but again, that was above the 0 line, okay? So we're looking for the signal below the 0 line, boom. Just there, okay? So that's one signal that proved to be fantastic, because that was a bottom, wasn't it? And then we came up and put that huge impulsive move up there for Bitcoin, And if we move to the left, this is the first signal that I can find under the 0 line, which is way back there in 2015. And we got beautiful sort of def cross there, came down, almost got one, repelled it under the 0 line, got the bullish cross on a 2-week time frame, and Bitcoin never ever looked back. So I hope that it rings true. I really hope that it is the signal of all signals. It's the golden goose, and right now we're getting confirmation that Bitcoin is looking at a massive impulsive move here, going forward. And in time we can look back and say, well, there was the def cross, there was a signal that we was looking for. We never acted on it basically. So we did create one just there, but as you can see, it was a bit of a fake out, bit of a dead cat bounce to this high, and then boom, we've been in this massive correction. So for this to obviously be invalidated right now, this has to come up and then roll again, and then you're negating this def cross, okay, this bullish cross, I do apologize, which is the third time in Bitcoin's history that it's ever created. So we have to pay attention to it. Is it confirmation 100%? Absolutely not, okay? We just need to see the follow through. Like I said to you, multiple times, what we need to see here for Bitcoin going forward from this point, in my opinion, is multiple closes on that weekly 20 EMA. I think if we begin to lose a 20-week EMA, then we're negating this bullish breakout. We're negating this beautiful bullish cross. We're negating the buy signal on the weekly time frame. We're negating all the bullish crosses that I'm finding as well. We're negating the fact that we're moving up and down impulsively and correctively, and this is something we want to see off the bottom. Impulsive and corrective waves up, okay, for the confirmation of the uptrend, because at the minute we are still theoretically looking at the chart in a downtrend. Until we start to come up and make a series of higher highs and higher lows, this thing could still be retracing. So at the minute, although we've got all these beautiful signals, I can't jump up and down and tell you the bottom's in until we get confirmation. I hope you understand that, okay? So one thing I'm looking at right now is, if this is the bottom, okay, we need to start to come up and take out key resistances in the chart, okay? So if I switch to the weekly time frame, you might see it better. One thing we're doing right now is holding the weekly 20, which is amazing. I definitely would like to see us bust through this resistance here, the 236 at 21737. And I think, again, if we can come up there, take that out and hold its support, consolidate here, breaking this white line will be absolutely amazing as well. And if we start to come up and take out that red line, which is a 55 EMA, I think you're pretty much confirming your bottom, okay? Because historical data shows us that getting back above that after a huge downtrend like that and a potential capitulation scenario for Bitcoin, you're looking pretty tasty, okay? So I think that, you've got key resistance in front of you. One of the other key resistance points is this high here, around about 25k, okay? I think if you can take that out at 25k and fall back to its support, you're looking really tasty, and start to make a series of higher highs and higher lows and breaking out of this downtrend going forward, because there always exists the possibility that this is just some kind of retracement before continuation for Bitcoin, okay? So looking at Bitcoin on the 4 hour, we have got big gaps in EMAs, but this doesn't mean it has to come back to this, okay? I think that the trend is slowing down. We have got a potential little breakout pattern here that I'm looking at for Bitcoin. If you take a look at this could actually be some kind of little flag pattern just there, okay? Some kind of tightening flag that got tight, broke out, back to support, and right now you're looking to break out again. Now, if this does break out, I'm going to drop a technical target in here of a potential bull flag like that, okay? And we're getting a breakout at this point. You see, we broke out, fell back to support, and we're looking for the continuation. So Bitcoin could be looking to pump towards this white line, okay? That could be the technical target that it's looking for. Let me drop this in right now. A potential little bull flag, okay? So this, I think everyone's expecting a big crash and correction here, which obviously can happen, but I think we've got this little bull flag. We're breaking out, falling back to support. We're looking like we want to go again here for Bitcoin, okay? So keep an eye on this going forward, because from this point right now, with a really tight stop loss, you could actually open a long around about 9.3% up to that technical target with a potential follow through to this white line, because that's where I think Bitcoin's trying to get to. If we take a look on the weekly, you can clearly see this is where we keep getting rejected. So if we come up and get rejected off that white line and start to consolidate and come back down on the weekly 20 main hold at support, amazing. Okay, so I think there's a little bit more leg room basically for Bitcoin. That's what I'm trying to say to you. And it could be where the DXY is looking to come down to that support and that target that I've spoken about. At that point, the DXY could get its little bounce, start to come up, and this is where Bitcoin could become, for its big retracement basically, back down to the weekly 20 MA. So at this point right here, it might not be a bad idea to open along on Bybit or PrimeXBT. It's entirely up to yourself. The links are in each and every single video description with your stop loss on this previous swing low. So let's take a look at this, okay? Because if this is breaking out right now and we've got this lovely little bull flag, we could be looking at a 9.57% pump from this point, okay, with your stop loss on this low just there, okay? So it's a really tight stop loss, and this is what I tried to do, minimize the risk for a greater return. And this is trading the ranges, okay? So this would be lovely if we can get a follow through, but I would imagine, come to your charts, if Bitcoin rallies up to around about the 23,171 mark and this white line, I do think you'll get rejected at that point where you're coming for another retracement. And it's all about the retracement at that point, what Bitcoin does, okay? So hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Back to another update on Bitcoin. Thank you for your support. Bye-bye.